Today we're talking about influences. Music is certainly an influence, but not necessarily the only thing that influences us. Everyone we meet influences us in some way, some good, some bad. That's up to us to choose to how we react to that influence. Musically speaking, again, same applies. Good or bad. It's up to us to decide what we're doing. You know, what influences us, what we like, what we don't like. Music in and of itself is not a good influence or a bad influence. People we meet, again, not necessarily good, not necessarily bad. It all depends on how we react to them. That being said, some of those that do influence us are also influenced themselves, whether it be by others or chemically. Some of the best music ever written was certainly written by people whose minds were altered. That being said, I don't encourage it. It is what it is. Some of the musicians that certainly influence me, that I take my inspiration from, people like Joe Walsh, Joe Perry of Aerosmith, Dimebag Darrell of Pantera, Scotty Ian of Anthrax, Angus Young of AC/DC, Jimi Hendrix, the list goes on and on. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Those are the big names that you may recognize. Names that you might not recognize. Local musicians, friends of mine. Chris Sims of Raised on Rock and Supergroup. Will Williams. Matt Turner. They might not play guitar, but they still influence me and they still inspire me. Storm and Norman Malone. Another influence on me. Everyone that I know, pretty much. You know, good, bad, indifferent. What my point is, it's not necessarily music that influences us. Events, circumstances, certainly people. It's up to you to decide how that influence impacts you and what you take away from it. Me, the names that I mentioned, I take inspiration from to create my own thing. The piece at the beginning of this video today was inspired by those that influenced me. The heavier stuff. However, it's not necessarily music that influences us. Friends, family, co-workers, neighbors. What we take away from life influences us. Choose to be a good influence. Good influences impact others, impacts yourself. If we all chose to be a positive influence on others, this world might actually end up being alright. That being said, of course, there are negative influences. And I don't know any way other to combat that than by being a good influence. than being positive, getting rid of the negative in your life. For me, it's picking up a guitar. For you, maybe taking a walk in the woods. Who knows? That's your choice. Picking up the guitar helps me find my center, to be right with myself, so that I could possibly be the best influence that I can be. While I might not be a superstar or a big name, or hell, I'm not even a name, I still have an impact on my family, on my friends, coworkers, those that I meet just at random. I influence them, they influence me. Helps me become a better me. When we have it, those that we look up to, we call them influences. Again, for me, it's, names like Joe Walsh and Joe Perry and Steve Vai, Joe Satriani. But that's only a superficial influence. That's what you see in the face. I don't know those people. Not on a personal level. The people that I do know on a personal level, friends, family, they also influence me in a positive way that help me be a better person. Not necessarily to be a better musician, but to be a better person. Because why wouldn't you want to be a better person? Being a better person just makes the world better. Influences that are negative bring everybody down and cause a lot of heartache, and it's just not necessary. So, in closing, I hope I've given you some encouragement to be a good influence, to be a positive influence. You don't have to be a musician to be influenced. You don't have to be a musician to be influential. You don't have to be a household name to have influence. So, be positive, be good to yourself, and be influential. One last thing, the piece that you heard at the beginning of the show will be made into a full-length song, and I will make it available for purchase online at the various retailers. When I have more information on that, I'll share it. Thanks. If you like what you just saw, please click the like, subscribe button. Share it with friends. That would help me out greatly. Another way to help me is to click on the link in the description for my Patreon. Appreciate it. Thank you. Have a good day.